Well, hello there my loves. Welcome to my channel and thank you for watching my video. First of all, I want to say happy Mother's Day to anybody out there who's celebrating and spending time with family and loved ones. I hope you have a fantastic day and hope you're really good. So today's video is going to come in response to a question that I've received after posting a blog post that I posted a few weeks back about my experience of clinical depression. And I'm so pleased that I decided to speak up about my experience and share what I went through, because the feedback that I've received just tells me that so many people are now deciding to speak up and actually get the help that they need, which is fantastic. So I'm really pleased that I decided to. So I am going to be making a series of videos and blogs in response to the questions that I've now received about that blog post and about my experience of clinical depression, which was from about the age of 5 up until just a few years ago. And I will be making a series of videos, and the first video today is going to be in response to the question, how did you know you were suffering from depression? Sometimes people are sad and just can't be bothered to do something. So how did you know it was something more serious? So that may be something that you're going through, or something that that somebody that you know is going through. And if that's the case, then this video is going to be of use to you. Well, if you've read my blog post, you'll know a bit about my experience, and if you didn't get around to reading it yet, I will leave a link to it in the description box below. What I explained was a little bit about my experience and how I experienced, like I said, clinical depression from about the age of 5 up until quite recently, about 3 years ago. And it wasn't until I was 22 that I decided to actually reach out and ask for help. And one of the reasons that I found it less easy to reach out and ask for help was because my experience, the way that I felt, was all that I'd known for the majority of my life. And it wasn't actually until I realised that it was something more significant than just feeling sad and feeling low that I decided that I needed to reach out for help and ask somebody for support. Now, there may be other reasons that people don't reach out for support, and one of those might be the stigma and taboo around discussing these sorts of topics, and also to do with the fact that it can be quite, I guess, less easy. It can be challenging to actually find the words and actually start that conversation and open up and start talking to somebody and finding the right words to say to somebody when you're going through something like this. And I will be making another video in the future quite soon about how to actually begin that conversation, how to open up and start talking about it and start asking for help, because it is so crucial that if you're feeling low a lot of the time, or all of the time, or most of the time, that you do reach out and ask for help, so that you can start getting the support that you need, so that you can start to see that life can be manageable, then you can start to see that life can be enjoyable, and then you can start to actually enjoy life once you start getting the right help and support, because there is a way out. Okay, I'm testament to that. I experienced clinical depression for most of my life, and I'm now living a very full and enjoyable life. So I want you to know that it doesn't have to be like this forever. So it is important that you start reaching out and asking for help and support if this is something that you're going through. So first of all, just a bit of information about what depression is and how it might present itself in daily life. Now, depression can be life-threatening for a number of reasons, and it can be very severe. Now, we all experience a low mood from time to time, perhaps in response to life experiences, and if something's happened, you feel sad. But depression is more of having a low mood, and a very low mood, very subdued. But most of the time, or if it keeps coming back over and over again and stays, and there just doesn't seem to be an end in sight of actually feeling that low, and it can just seems like that there's a relentlessness to it, there's an ongoing nature to feeling that low. And if that is the case, then it may be a sign that there's something more serious than just feeling sad about something. So if it's going on for weeks on end, or months on end, or in my case years on end, with no let up, then that could be a sign that there's something more significant than just feeling sad. Now, clinical depression can significantly impact on your ability to experience a normal life, and every day can just feel like it's literally sucking the life out of you. Some of the symptoms of depression could be that you feel tearful, empty, numb, hopeless, feeling unable to relate to other people, having low self-esteem, low confidence, finding no pleasure in the things that you used to do, feeling hopeless and helpless to change the situation. And a big indicator is feeling suicidal or having suicidal thoughts or feelings. Now, some of the ways that those might present themselves in your daily life might be kind of avoiding social situations, not speaking to people, not meeting up with friends, avoiding social interaction. It could also be, suicidal behaviour, self-harm, difficulty in thinking or speaking clearly, difficulty in remembering things, losing interest in things, difficulty concentrating, difficulty sleeping, and poor appetite or perhaps eating too much. Now, it's important to understand that I'm not a doctor and I'm not here to diagnose, but this is just some food for thought. And if this is something that you are experiencing or something that perhaps you've noticed somebody else is going through, then perhaps it's time to either, if it is you, it's time to reach out and ask for help, ask for support from somebody, make an appointment with the GP. And if it's something that or symptoms or things that you're noticing in a friend of yours or somebody that you know, perhaps it's time to open up that conversation with them and ask them how they're doing and see whether there's anything, serious that really needs to be attended to. Now, one of the reasons why it was less easy for me to reach out and ask for help was that this was what I'd experienced, those sorts of things, for the majority of my life. And so it was less easy for me to ask for help because I didn't know that anything was wrong. And it was about, deciding that it was time to speak up and tell the truth about how I'd been feeling to the people that I'd lied to for so long. And when they thought that everything was fine, I'd be out in public and put on this mask and pretend that everything was okay. And then in the privacy of my room at home would just be so unhappy and so upset and would literally cry myself to sleep many, many nights, more than I care to remember. So I'm so pleased that I did speak up and ask for help, and it was actually identifying that those things that I was experiencing was not the way that my life should be. So, like I said, I will be sharing more about my journey, about my experience, about how I've actually overcome clinical depression in videos in this series later on. But for now, in answer to the question, how do you know that it's something more significant? It's about identifying some of those symptoms and doing some research and finding out whether what you're experiencing is something that other people would experience on a daily basis. And if it isn't, then it is about opening up that conversation, reaching out for help, booking an appointment to see your GP, finding somebody who can help and support you and actually doing something about it rather than suffering in silence. Don't suffer in silence, do reach out for help and start getting help and support. I will be linking some websites in the description below as well to give you some food for thought about where you can actually go for help. Now, these are resources that are, I think, mostly available in the UK, so wherever you are in the world, it's about doing some research and finding out about what is actually available in your locality that you're going to be able to access and get some support with. So there are more videos coming, and I will be doing, I think the next one that I'm going to be doing is about how you actually open up that conversation, how you open up that dialogue and start speaking to people and reaching out for that support. So please do give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video, and do subscribe to my channel so that you can, obviously if you turn the notifications on, you'll get notified as to when I upload my next video. And share this video with other people who you feel that it will benefit from it, and do leave comments and questions in the comments below, and I will get to those as I can. And I want to let you know, really want you to understand that whatever it is that you're going through and what you're experiencing, although you're in it right now, it doesn't need to be that way forever. There are ways out, there are ways to resolve the problem that you're experiencing, and it doesn't need to be this way forever. There is an end to what you're experiencing. So I want to wish you all the best. I want to wish you, please do reach out for support, and I want to wish you recovery and success in what you're going through, and I know that you will. So do please, have hope and believe that there is an end to this. And like I said, I'll be sharing more about my journey in later videos. Okay, I wish you a wonderful day for the rest of the day, and I will speak to you again very soon. Bye for now.